you.
Have a nice day.
Hello.
Goodbye, Audrey. Thank you for the breakfast. I love the eggs Benedict.
Well, the chicken did the hard part.
Yes. Bye, Phil. Oh, goodbye, Fitz.
See you, Mother Lindstrom.
Well, I'm going into the kitchen.
Hey, that's not bad, Mrs. Dexter. Let's see.
What isn't?
I'm going into the kitchen, babe, gonna cook me up some love. I'm going into that kitchen, Mama, gonna cook me up some love. Yes,
Going into the kitchen, Mama, gonna cook me up some love.
Hello? Yeah, just a second. He's right here. Mark?
thanks, son. Hello? Hello, Mr. Morris. What? Oh, no. Well, okay. I guess I understand, but... Hello? We lost the job.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they decided we weren't well enough known, so they booked a name group. Mass Hysteria.
Are they good?
If you like ballads. This just about does it, Bess.
Oh, come on, Mark. Something else will come
Oh,
along.
honey, you know how long it took us to get this job? We worked there one night, and we're fired? Let's face it, Bess. I'm a failure. I'm a failure as a musician and as a husband. I had no right getting married when I can't even make a decent life for you. I got no job, no prospects, no groupies.
Mark, just because you're not rich at 23 doesn't mean you're a failure as a husband.
I can't provide for you, Bess. If it weren't for the Dexters, we'd be starving, and I'd give them nothing in return. Oh, sure, I'd brighten their lives with music, but somehow that's just not enough.
Is there something wrong?
Oh, I lost the job, Mrs. Dexter, but what can you expect from a leech with no talent?
Oh, that's not true, Mark Valenti. You are a wonderfully talented leech.
Sorry I'm late, Phyllis. A cop gave me a ticket for running a red light.
Harriet, another ticket?
I tried to explain to the guy that it wasn't my fault. My windshield's so dirty I couldn't see a thing.
The police gave you 2 tickets last week, another the week before, and now 1 this week. Why don't you drive more carefully?
Well, why should I? It's a great way to meet guys.
I got a date tonight with badge 622. Boy, I wouldn't date a policeman. What do you do if a cop gets fresh with you? Call a crook?
Well, I'm glad we could all finally get together to discuss a problem that the board's been very concerned about. Sex discrimination in city government. What is it, Leonard? As co-chairman of this committee, I should like to make a personal statement. Now, women are the most oppressed element of our society. In order to end this terrible discrimination once and for all, I suggest that we adopt a massive program of busing women. I thank you. Yes, Mrs. Snyder.
Well, I believe the problem of sex discrimination is not restricted to the area of hiring practices. I think it pervades the government in every office. I mean, every place men and women work together, women are being taken advantage of. I mean, just look, for instance, at the way men in position of authority treat their female assistants, like servants. 2 lumps, no cream. It's unjust. And it's unfair.
Lindstrom, before you do that, have you got the research on the sex discrimination in hiring?
Yes, I do, Supervisor. As of last Thursday, 33.7% of the jobs in San Francisco municipal government.
I'm sorry to bother you, Phyllis. I think you better come out here. It's important.
Go ahead, I can handle it.
Thank you. I hope you can read my writing.
Don't worry about it. As of last Thursday, 33.7% of jobs in San Francisco municipal government were filled by women. The other sploff are furred by merms.
I had no idea the situation was so critical.
What happened?
Mark left me.
Go on. Oh, Bess, how terrible.
He lost that job and was depressed about not being able to support me. Mom, I went out shopping, and when I got back, I found a note.
Thanks, Jim. I can't make heads or tails out. Oh, hi, Bess. What's wrong?
Mark left. He was depressed about not having a job.
What's up?
Mark left Bess.
He was depressed about not having a job.
Oh, that's too bad.
Dan, I can only stay a few more minutes. Oh, I'm sorry. Something wrong?
It's Phyllis's daughter. Her husband left her.
He was depressed about not having a job.
That's a tough Can I be any help, Supervisor? It's his assistant's daughter's husband.
Who happens to be Dan's nephew.
He ran away from home.
He was depressed about not having a job.
Who ran away?
Phyllis's nephew. No, Dan's niece's husband.
No, it's Dan's nephew who married my daughter. They've only been married 2 months. He was depressed about not having a job.
I'm sorry.
Oh, he's a good kid. He probably went away to get by himself.
Well, whoever he is, I think you should find him and talk to him. After all, he has responsibilities to his wife.
Maybe just needed some time away to find himself.
You can't find yourself by running away from your problems.
I agree.
When you get married, you make a commitment.
What do I do? Force him to go home?
Why not?
I don't want to force Mark.
Bess, will you please stay out of this?
He wanted to go by and take him.
I'll get it, dear.
Mark's been gone a week. Are your ears still ringing?
Yes, but I'm getting fewer calls every day.
Hi. Oh, hello, dear. Did you have a nice day?
Oh, fine, thank you. Where's Bess?
Oh, well, she's gone out to look for a job. She's not back yet.
She still hasn't had any word from Mark?
No, not a word. But she's bearing up very well. She's showing real strength of character.
Oh, I like to think she got it from me. I've always had great intestinal fortitude.
Perhaps you should have more roughage in your diet.
Hi, Audrey. Hi, Mom.
Oh, Bess, dear. Did you find a job?
No, not yet.
Oh, well, don't worry. You will.
Say, Mom,
Yes.
I've been curious about something.
Mm-hmm.
Was I planned?
Plan? Well, as a matter of fact, you weren't. Your father wanted to wait a few years to start a family. I remember when Dr. Crone told me I was pregnant, my first thought was, how am I going to tell Lars?
How did you?
Well, I decided to break it to him gradually. One night I said, Lars, do you like children? And he said, of course I do. And the next night I said, Lars, would you like to have children? And he said, of course I would. And the next night I said, Lars, shall we have a child? He said, of course, let's have a child. And then I finally broke the news to him. Lars, I'm 8 months pregnant.
Mom? Do you like children?
Of course I do. How did this happen?
The usual way.
I mean, was this Planned?
Mark and I planned on having children. We didn't plan on one now.
Bess, what are we going to do?
Oh, I don't know what you're going to do, but I'm going to have a baby.
How can you have a baby when your husband's gone?
He was here when he had to be.
He's supposed to be here now. What kind of man deserts his pregnant wife?
Mark doesn't know I'm pregnant, and I don't want him to. If I tell him, he'll just come back.
Don't you want him back?
Of course I do, but not just because of my baby.
It's his baby, too.
But if he comes back just because he thinks he has to, that's unfair. To me and to him, and to our child.
All right, Bess. All right. I understand why you don't want to tell Mark. A noble and fine and courageous woman couldn't do that. I'll have to. I'll find Mark and tell him.
Mom, you can talk to Mark, but I want you to promise me that you won't tell him anything about the baby. Under any circumstances.
I promise. You know, Bess, seems like only yesterday that I was having you. That's the way of things, I guess. Sunrise, sunset. A man and a woman cleave together for one brief instant in eternity. From that cosmic instant comes a new life. A life which must inevitably go forth one day to join the life of another. And here's my own bit of eternity. My own darling creation. Sitting here beside me with one in the oven. I'm afraid I still can't believe my own daughter, a mother, and me, a grandmother, and Audrey, a great-grandmother. Oh, thank you, dear. I do my best.
Who are you looking for, ma'am?
I'm looking for my son-in-law, Mark Valenti. I was told he's registered here. Do you know this person's name?
No, but I don't think he's your son-in-law. He's a dirty, no-count, low-down bum.
Mark?
Got them fly past blues from my head to my shoes. Oh, wow. Mrs. Lindstrom. You shouldn't be here.
You shouldn't be here either, young man.
How'd you find me?
Your friends told me. Is there a veranda where we might chat? No, I guess not. Well, we'll just sit here. Mark, you must come home.
This is my home, Mrs. Lindstrom, here in this hole with all the other losers.
I heard that.
Sorry, man.
Mark, your home is with your wife. Bess needs you. Why don't you come home with me now and at least just talk with her?
No, I can't go back to that house again. Nobody wants me there. And I can't blame them.
That's not true. We all miss you very much.
I don't know why anyone would miss me, Mrs. Lindstrom.
Oh, Mark, everyone does. You have so many fine qualities.
Like what?
Well, Well,
I'm what?
you're inquisitive
I am?
and humble
Gee.
and articulate. Mark, could we leave this awful place now?
No. I'm sorry, Mrs. Lindstrom. This is the way it has to be.
Mark, listen to me, please. Mark, you must come home to your wife. You have to stop wallowing in self-pity. You have to stop running and hiding. Mark, look at that man. That could be you in 20 years.
It only took me 15.
Mark, please come home. If you love Bess, come with me now.
I do love Bess. I love her too much to go back to her.
Okay, Mark. Okay. I'll have to tell you all of it. Promised Bess I wouldn't, but you leave me no choice. Mark, Bess saw her doctor today, and he told her she's
She's what?
got 2 months to live. Mark, I'll go fix you something to eat. I'll bet that while you were eating that horrible flophouse food, all you could think about was my cooking.
Every time I took a spoonful. How you doing?
Okay.
Bess,
What?
it's really good to see you.
Oh, it's good to see you too.
Will you have me back?
You're my husband.
That's right.
Are you feeling any better about that?
A lot better. And I'm going to make you feel better about it too, honey. Your mom told me about what the doctor said.
What? She promised me she wouldn't.
And the important thing is I'm back. And I've been doing a lot of thinking since I found out.
Me too.
This makes everything different, honey. I promise you something. I'm going to make this the happiest 2 months of your life.
2 months? What do you think I am, a hamster? Mark, I think it's going to take a little longer than 2 months.
How much time do we have, Bess?
I think 9 months is standard.
All right, well, then we've got even more time. All right. Bess, I want you to know something. After it happens, I'm not even going to date another woman.
That's really decent of you. Are we talking about the same thing?
Well, sure. Your illness.
Mark, I'm not ill. I'm pregnant.
Pregnant? Cheap trick, Mrs. Lindstrom! I'm going to be a father. If you're going to have a baby, that means I'm going to be a father.
That's the way it works.
No, I'm going to be a great father. Oh, Bess, honey, you've made me so happy. And there's only one way I can really express myself. You are the one I like tomorrow. Like diamonds or like a pearl. They say a lady is a lady. Thinking of another world. You are the one I like to think of. I've missed you so many days, and I wrote that song to say I like you. But I'm thinking of another phrase.
discovered that I played a little trick on you. I'm sorry, Mark, that Bess isn't really going to die.
That's all right, Mom. This is the greatest news of my life.
Well, I'm just glad you're back, and I want you to know something, Mark. I know I've been rather difficult and critical at times of you, but now you're going to be the father of my grandchild. So I'm going to bury all my hostilities and treat your son.
Thanks, Mom.
Get a haircut. Good. Come on, let's eat.